my goodness, we've missed you guys so much, but we're back with a vengeance. This time it's LallaLand in Joburg!
A microphone.
It felt meant to be.
A little obsession. And Lalla Hirayama. It's time to get closer to the stars with M-NetMovies and LallaLand.
Joburg CBD is just full of hidden gems. Just look. Guys, I am on the way right now to go sit down with some of the cast of Black Panther. I am so excited. Let's go and do it. What? It's a script. I'm working. Obviously. You ready? I am. Let's go.
What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
Do you think that seeing this movie, especially for Africans around the world, do you think that might even shift the perspective of the way they see themselves?
What we're dealing with here, why this is so special, is because it's in the world of fantasy. And we don't get these kind of images very often as African peoples, where we are the aspiration. And so when you are able to see yourself reflected in this magnificent way, it's bolstering, it's invigorating, and I think that's so important.
In Wakanda, there is a beautiful balance between male and female power, and it just becomes so natural. Why do you think it's so important for people to see this, especially African men?
You know, it has given women the platform also, because most of the time we are put at the background. But this time you're gonna see all those superheroes in that movie. So it has really done a lot, you know, to change the whole landscape of how movies have always been done.
Your Highness, that is quite the entourage. Show them who we are.
It's aspirational, you know. When you see it, perhaps then you can imagine it as possible, and that's the power of cinema. That you can really see your world reflected in a better light than it actually exists, and perhaps work towards that. I mean, that's the hope
It's totally like Wakanda forever in that regard, because it is like the female characters are able to function in their fullest ferocity and their fullest femininity, and there's no question put towards that. It's just what is. And as a result, go figure, Wakanda is, as the premise goes, the most developed country on the planet.
I also read a story that you signed on before even reading the script. Is that correct?
Yeah,
we all did.
Right.
I mean, if you were signing on to Black Panther, you hadn't read the script.
What was that one thing that gave you that, okay, no, I got this, I'm doing it?
Ryan walked me through his idea for the story, and after he was done, I was like, is this a Marvel movie? Because this seems very radical, you know? And he was like, yeah, they seem to have said yes to this. And I was like, wow, okay. And so, yeah, it was a total no-brainer.
Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
What was the kind of training you had to go through in order to prepare?
Well, we had about a 6-week boot camp, and what's so cool about this story is that the story of our characters is told also in the way that we fight. So yeah, I had to work on all that kind of stuff, that get that versatility, that agility. It was intense. It was definitely intense.
It was grueling. It was a lot of grueling hours. And then there comes that moment where you find your character in their style, and you're like, oh, that's her. That's not me. That's not my other character. This is her. And that's really, really cool.
I hope you're ready, bro. I'm just getting started.
Do you think that this is going to change the way South African thespians and people of the entertainment industry are going to see themselves in terms of on an international scale?
just finished a movie in Serbia, and 4 of the prominent guys on the tech crew, they said, hey, Bra John. I said, you can't call me Bra John, you're from South Africa.
Yeah. You know, those sets is something that I don't know how to describe the sets. And I was so proud seeing those guys up there, you know, doing the work. And I'm like, wow, you know, they're from home. So South Africa is respected, whether it's behind the camera or in front of the camera.
Why do you think it's taken this long for the world to see a proudly black superhero movie?
I'm glad it didn't happen before because we may not have been a part of it.
All the stars are just aligning.
It's like it's an aligning of stars, and it's, I mean, the response to it, it's clear that there is a hunger for it. It's just so special.
I'm the only one who's seen it and made it out alive.
So the movie comes at the right time, and a young kid could now say, I want to be a Black Panther instead of I want to be Spider-Man.
The revolution will be live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the blue carpet of one of the most anticipated films of 2018, the Marvel blockbuster star-studded Black Panther. Please let us in on the most memorable moment you had when you were shooting this film.
Oh wow, you know, everything was memorable. You know, when you enter the scene, and you see all the sets, you know, the way things are done, man-made falls, man-made mountains, those were done by hand. So they wanted to depict it exactly the way it is.
In terms of South Africa having this kind of a movie here in SA, what do you think it's going to do for us as the entertainment industry, artists, and of course songwriters, singers, music industry?
Look, let me give you a simple example. Think of Black Coffee, what he's done for South African house music.
Right.
So now think hip-hop, think Babes Odumo in terms of house and all that stuff. Think of John Kanye as well. That's opening up doors for people like myself and others as well who have actually paved the way. So we're so excited, looking forward to it, you know.
Explorers have searched for it. Called it El Dorado. They looked for it in South America, but it was in Africa.
There are South Africans in this film on the soundtrack. What do you think that's going to do for our industry as a whole?
Man, you know, when they released the artists, that was another thing that just made everybody go, wow. I think what it's done is it's just actually moved Africa closer to the rest of the world. Africa has always been the future, and this just proves that, I mean, it's our time.
You've seen the movie, obviously. What are your thoughts?
It's life-changing. It's a moment. It's a moment in time, and it's like such an important time capsule for every African to feel part of the narrative and to see themselves, to hear themselves, and most importantly for young kids to reimagine themselves as superheroes.
You look incredible. You are like a Xhosa king. How are you feeling tonight? It is a big night.
I'm feeling very royal.
Yes.
You know, this is a wonderful piece which I asked a young man at Sun Goddess. I said, I'm a king of the greatest tribe on this continent that has never been colonized. Find something. And when he sent this, my wife said, oh my God, this is the man I married 50 years ago.
Why do you think South Africans, in your own words, and Africans go see this film?
Well, because it's a celebration. Because we're finally getting some respect on the major screen. We're getting to celebrate ourselves. And how often does that happen on this platform?
Never.
So why would we not go see it? This is a celebration.
It's a film where you will see yourself in it. And like, especially for Africans, we don't get to see ourselves in these kinds of fantasy roles very often. And that's what makes us reimagine our future. You know, when you can think outside the box and you can think freely and without limitation. So that's why you should.
You know, it's amazing that, once again, that young kid is gonna go out there and see the Babes Wodumus, for example, and go, wow, man, like she's featured right up there with whoever. We can do this.
What do you want? Your secrets? Your weapons? I'ma burn it all!
Visit M-Net.tv and see what else Lalla has been up to and a whole lot more to keep you a little obsessed.